spent a large part of his
Was
life
born in England.
born in England.
All his life.
Best, or what's the ultimate factor in the decision that Fikayo has made is the fact that, as we have already said, perhaps having been born and spent all his life in England, as he just said, visiting Wembley as a young kid and watching his idols play football, and now he has the opportunity to live his dreams. I think it's quite understandable that he chooses to play for England over.
Will never be a
Nigeria.
bad decision by your own books.
Well, it could be, as you said. No one knows what tomorrow will hold.
If you had to project or make a prediction, what would you say?
I prefer to see the glass as half full instead of half empty for Fikayo. And so I think that if he works really hard, I mean, we had Sol Campbell, a black man,
Do so well for the national team.
for the national side. So Fikayo can toe the same line and make something good, in terms of his
If he's good
international
enough.
career. If he's good enough for the England side, yes.
What about
It's
you,
up to him.
Sarafina?
First of all, for Fikayo to break into that England national team to command the starting shirt, he needs to be extraordinary good.
Like the best.
Yes, he needs to get to that level where the coach will not have any other option than to play him.
That means
because
you are
he's
good enough.
Yes. So now you look at Fikayo. Anna talked about him spending all his life in England, knowing everything and the rest of it. But also, most times, what players see as a success depends on the players. I take you to Thomas Vermaelen. When he left Arsenal Football Club, he went to Barcelona. He did not play in the Champions League, but he won a medal. At the end of the day, if you ask him, he'll tell you, I won a medal as a Barcelona.
So you think he has a better chance of winning laurels than England?
Yeah, for me, I think it does. With the current crop of players with the England national team, they have currently, with the way they are playing, whenever they play together, I think he stands a better chance at winning a title or so, a medal with the English national team. Also, you want to look at the African setting. What if he comes to play for Nigeria and at the end of the day is not able to live up to the billing? At the end of the day, start calling him a flop. But he's already used to the England system. He plays in England, all thanks to Frank Lampard, who actually loves using youth to play. I need to give him kudos for that one. So you would understand that he's already working in an already established system at this point. So leaving that system and coming to the African setting where you have to start adapting to a different style of football.
So it's a brilliant
yes,
decision.
for me as a player. If I was to be in the shoes of
you will go with England
yes,
as
I'll
well.
go with England at this point.
Okay, so Honor seems to be, well, I like to call him Humpty Dumpty, who sat on the wall. He sat on the fence. Not so sure if Tomori will be a success or not in England.
I'm not so sure. I think, as Saf said, and I'm sure as you would also think, Bola, it's really up to him how hard he works. And just to bring in more perspective, Bola, I mean, you're a Nigerian, full-blooded, I like to add. But then someone comes to you and says, hey, Bola, you're eligible to play for Pakistan or Bahrain, who are, in my books here, ranked 208 and 203 in the FIFA rankings, respectively. It's easier to walk into such sites. But I'm sure perhaps my feeling is that you would choose to give it your all with the Super Eagles. Try and see if you can break into the team.
Not quite.
Go and get a starting place.
I won't actually. If Pakistan wants me, they must have seen something in me, and they will take care of me.
The only way you would decide to play for a country like Pakistan or Bahrain is if their structure works.
Of course.
That is it. Because we have athletes that actually abandoned running for this country to run for Bahrain.
We saw Nasser.
Yeah, she changed her name.
Her name.
They are way ahead of us, I'd like to think, in terms of, I understand
and
the structure.
Clearly a better structure.
The structure.
There's structure. But I'm saying when we talk about football, then you're giving Nigeria as a footballing country, the Super Eagles.
Nigeria will be all right. They have so many footballers.
Bahrain.
Do you know you'll be the Messi?
You'll be
the Messi. You'll be the
chance.
star boy in that team.
I mean, some would rather say I'd rather be a fish, in an ocean than to be a whale in a small pond.
I'd rather be a whale.
And be fighting for match bonuses every time. So they never pay us, so they go say we no go train. No, they never pay us.
You can imagine.
Now that one go they do.
Apart from the money, Bola and Saf, I think to don the
you can't take the money away from it. Now,
no, I'm just saying, but think about it for a while.
After you retire, all that there you go put that for one wardrobe.
All right.
So you need to be paid so that you can invest, then you can buy flashy cars and just have a good life.
You need to do all right.
You have to be paid. I mean, we saw it in Egypt. Yeah, we have to call a spade a spade. At Egypt, I was there. They said they were not going to train because they were being owed money. Who does that?
And then bringing that
only in Nigeria.
I think that also then,
or most times in Nigeria.
But you see that for Fikayo, he's going to be paid at the England national team.
Of course, they will never owe them.
He won't be owed, and then of course he gets the chance to, if he play in all the big tournaments and all of those things.
So it's a win-win for him.
It's a quite
even if he doesn't. Like I said last week, as far as I'm concerned, it's a thing of pride to play for your national team. But as far as I'm concerned, playing regularly for your club is more important than playing for your national team.
Yeah.
If you play regularly for your club,
you will play.
You are content.
Yes.
Don't worry. They're paying you. You're playing well. You're getting new contracts, new agreements. Other clubs want to take you away. That's the best place to be. How many times do the national teams play in a year? Do they play 10 times in a year? For your club, you can. If you're good, you will likely play 30 matches in a season, which is good for you. It means you are important and you are always going to play. So Chelsea is his primary place and he wants to do well for the team. Luckily, things happen for things to happen. The transfer ban came and Tomori found his chance to play and he's impressed so far, along with Tammy Abraham. These two men dumped Nigeria for England. We'll keep tracking and monitoring their progress. Let's leave that quickly, and before I go to the next story, do not forget it's highly interactive. Join us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM, and you can also send in your messages as well on WhatsApp. The phone lines are open, but we can't take them for now, but you can keep trying. Anytime we will go to the phone lines to take your calls and hear what you have to say. So on WhatsApp, it's 08095975805. On WhatsApp, 08095975805. It's 99.3 Nigeria Info. Game on with Starby the Chief, Sarafina, and Onakosi. Well, Bastian Schweinsteiger is a beautiful player. He's done so much for so many clubs, and of course, most importantly, a World Cup winner. He's 35 years old, of course, older than me. And this man has decided to call it quits when it comes to professional football. At the end of the Major League Soccer season, he will be retiring actively as a footballer. He presently plays for Chicago Fire. They are not doing so well. They are 17th in the table. And he came out to say today, and we've been seeing tributes, his friends, former teammates, present teammates, all giving him the plaudits, accolades, respect. And Bastian, who is the husband of Anna Ivanovic, the tennis player. I don't know if she's retired now. Is she retired, Anna Ivanovic?
I've not really heard.
I remember I used to go watch her play then. So beautiful
Probably
husband.
She's taking a rest or something.
Beautiful couple as well. So Schweinsteiger said the time has now come. To the fans, you made this unbelievable time possible for me. He won the 2014 World Cup, like I said. That was in Brazil with Germany, as well as 8 Bundesliga titles with Bayern Munich. In total, he gained 121 caps for Germany between 2004 and 2016. He played 500 times for Bayern, where he also won the Champions League before joining Manchester United for £14.4 million in 2015, but failed to adapt to life in the Premier League, making just 13 league starts in 2 years. And he was also made to train with the under-23s by then manager Jose Mourinho, who later said he regretted his decision. So, your fondest memory of Bastian, do you have any?
Oh, well, I remember him, and it's one of my earliest memories of Bastian, the number 7 then in the 2006 World Cup for Germany. I remember him starting alongside. There was a relative youngster making his way into the Jürgen Klinsmann side, but I think where I most remember him is the World Cup in South Africa in 2010, alongside Mesut Ozil and Müller. Now at the time, one of the more senior members of the Mannschaft, coming in with the goods that we saw in the 2010 World Cup. I'm not sure I remember him rifling in a double with his right foot from outside the box. I can't remember exactly which World Cup now, but those were the earliest memories I had about Bastian Schweinsteiger. And of course, a steady fixture in the Bayern Munich side, the one that
played 500 games for them.
500 games.
That's a lot, man.
That's quite a lot. And he lost the 2012 Champions League final to Chelsea. Bounced back the season after 2013. Won it. Moved over to Man United, where, as you said, it didn't all go as planned with Jose. in that side and all, moving to the MLS. And now, after a glorious career, he gets to retire and go home to Anna Ivanovic. Wow.
Fantastic
What a
stuff,
life. What a life
Bastian
that is.
Schweinsteiger. This man, yeah, what a player, what a player. And I'm sure the football world, the football fraternity will definitely miss him. Just before we go on our next break, this one is about Celtic, the Celtic team. UEFA have charged Celtic over fireworks allegedly set off at a Europa League tie. UEFA do not take prisoners for things like this. It relates to the fireworks that was set up in that game against FC Cluj at St. James's Park. Last month, Celtic were told to pay £11,000 fine for 2 charges of the 4-1 victory over AIK. UEFA's control and ethics plus disciplinary body will deal with the case on the 17th of October. That's a different case, so it's going to be very, very, very messy for Celtic with charges and possible fines or maybe even bans. But I think it's going to be a fine. Fine, yeah.
I think this is not the first time this is happening. Celtic fans, they need to watch it because they always
they get too passionate.
I don't know what's the connection between Celtic and fireworks. The fans, they love the fireworks.
It's always cold in Scotland.
They always do it.
So they want fire. They like fire.
Not during football games.
You know, you're in the stadium here. You're just too cold, and you're like, we'll just do these fireworks. Let everywhere become warm.
I think the fans at this point, they already have that feeling that last they will just give us, they will just be fine. No matter the amount, our club, they can.
Unfortunately, the club will pay.
So that is it. But they need to caution them because.
How do you caution them?
You talk to the fans. I don't know how they can actually do this.
They
but
can't talk to them.
But
They
the
are mad
Celtic
people.
fans, when you talk about fireworks, you need to give it to them.
They maybe have had a spell. Living in the forest, camp life. You just have to, get some sort of illumination or fire in the forest. So they miss that life.
Indirectly,
and they bring it into the stadium.
Indirectly, they're actually making money for UEFA, though. They don't care.
Yeah, money no be problem for Celtic. They will pay, and I'm sure it's not the last. They've been fined before. That was in 2007 by UEFA, and this is going to be charge number 17 and likely fine number 17 for Celtic. Almost certain that they will be fined, if not banned, for the latest offense. So good one. We'll see how that one goes. Part 2 of the show, we will be playing that interview that I had with Rio Ferdinand again by popular demand. Then we'll talk about some of the stories making the rounds on the local scene. Peter Olayinka is in the news. We will also talk about Victor Osimhen. This man has been breaking records at Lille. You'll hardly remember that this guy is still growing and can still get better. Scoring goals for Lille, not just in the Ligue 1, even in the Champions League. We saw his goal against Chelsea last week in the Champions League.
Superb.
And this man looks unstoppable, which is good. Let him bring it to the national team so we can finally win the Nations Cup in 2021. Yeah, that's the prayer. Next host for the Nations Cup is Cameroon. So we'll go there and we'll bring back the trophy for the first time since 2013. Let's go on the break. When we come back, plenty to come right here on 99.3 Nigeria Info. It's Game On. Ishebere.
Yo, check this out. This is the Godfather, Emmanuel Babayaro, Olympic gold medalist, actor, producer, music, recording artist. What can I say? Ambassador, name it, I done it all. And you know what else? This is a big member of the gang and hanging out with Femi and the gang. Don't try it. The Godfather say so. Respect original.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We'll be right back.
on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
You are tuned in to 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Hello, I'm Hernan Crespo. I am hanging out with Femi and the gang on Nigeria Info.
My fondest memory is, other than winning the trophies, is just the changing room. Being in the changing room with the guys, the jokes, the laughing, when we're having good times, when it's down, always needing to have that one person who can lift the change room. Yeah, we lost, but listen guys, come on, we've got another game Tuesday. I mean, I don't know, there's always something happening, whether it's Wazza doing something stupid, messing around in the changing room, me and the other guys just taking the mick out of like Ronaldo's clothes, or Quinton Fortune, or Patrice. Like, it's just always some jokes. Darren Fletcher, quiet outside, but in the changing room, was always saying little things about people. So yeah, I just miss that. And the good thing we have now with technology, we have a group.